Yes, sir. Welcome to Vibe with Your Boys podcast. It's Kyle the Kid and Mega the Boy. Mega, how you living? How you feeling?
Gucci, man. This new time zone messing me up.
Well, you been tired lately?
No, I actually been energized, but it feels weird. Like 6 o'clock, I'm thinking it's like 9, 10.
Mm-hmm.
You look at 7:30.
Okay.
Now it's 11 o'clock. I'm up from a whole 8-hour nap.
Ain't been messing with you going to the gym, has it?
No. I ain't go today though, but I might go tonight. I'm still thinking about it.
Why you ain't go today?
I ain't feel like going. I ain't gonna lie, and I'd rather not go and then half-ass it when I get it.
What?
She laughing? What's going on?
Why as soon as I mentioned the gym,
I seen that chair turning left and right. It was still the whole time.
What's funny about his gym journey?
Yeah. I've been locked in. I went Saturday. I ain't go Sunday. I might go
you
tonight.
slacking?
No, I ain't slacking. I was hurt. I ain't feel like I was hurt. I was sore. I ain't feel like.
Okay.
Yeah, I was sore. I was like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. My bad.
Don't do that again, all right? All right,
Let me be focused, bro.
Yeah, don't do that again.
If you haven't noticed already, we got the lovely Bliss with us. What's happening?
Hey y'all.
What's happening? What's going on, Bliss?
I'm hyped to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I want to start this off by asking, how has your 2023 been? Let's start there.
2023,
Mm-hmm.
hella transformational.
Transformational.
I feel like definitely, personally, especially, a lot of growth has happened. So I feel like, yeah, even with the music, just everything's been transforming lately. So 2023 has definitely been blessed. How about you guys?
Well, I can't complain, you know.
I can't complain.
I heard you on your gym journey.
Yeah. I'm
My
locked in.
dog. I'm so proud.
I'm locked in.
What? I believe in you.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
all
locked in.
say.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it at I believe.
Matter of fact,
in you.
I'm going tonight.
You going okay?
I'm going tonight.
Okay, you gotta post the gym picture on your story.
Yeah. I can do that.
And then put that in the video.
Yeah.
So that everybody
Proof.
knew with the date and everything.
Okay.
Oh, you don't believe him or something?
Wait, is that what you said? I thought you was on my side.
Are you trying to say from the last time you see him to now, he don't look no different?
That's great. I see you 2 days ago.
And you went to the gym within those 2 days?
When I see you? When was the last time I see you?
That was such a greatness.
What day that was?
That was Thursday?
I went Friday. I ain't go Saturday. I ain't go Sunday. Yeah, I went Friday.
Okay, so you've been there.
Yeah, I've been
there.
there.
What did you do?
What did I do Friday?
She interviewing you now.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure.
A lap pull downs, a couple lap pull downs, did a
Just
little
a
back
couple?
workout.
Just
you
a
know what I'm saying?
couple?
Jumped on the
Just a couple?
I did my right. What we doing?
You know, because Bliss go to the gym.
You go to the gym?
I do.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah, so she gonna keep you in
I'll be
check.
there.
Okay, that's cool. That's nice. Don't question me though. Don't question me.
I just had to ask.
No. Lap pull down. You know something like
What
that.
gym you go to?
I go to UFit.
You fit?
What gym you go to?
I go to University Gym.
Oh, okay.
University gym?
On University, yeah.
Okay.
It's a private gym.
Mm.
You can Google it. You can Google it.
I just had to make sure.
I don't like what's going on here.
All right.
You started it. You started it. Tell them.
Back to the transformation. What is Bliss transforming into?
Definitely into just a better artist, a better person, a better
person?
everything all around.
I can see that.
You
I
see
can see
it?
that. Yeah.
You see it. I feel like we've got off on the right foot today. Like everything
you had some
is
character
going
flaws
good.
before, so turning into
Character
a better person.
flaws.
Yeah.
You want to say that again so my mama can hear you and talk to you after?
Say it again, nigga. Stand on it. Stand on business.
Hey, Mom. I don't want no smoke with Mom.
All right.
I know how y'all get down.
Okay, just making sure.
get
But
down.
definitely just overall, like super, like all around, we've definitely been just better. I can definitely say that. From last year to now, definitely improvement for sure. So
For sure.
love that.
Now, I want to kind of start in the beginning of Bliss journey. From St. Kitts?
yes. I was raised in St. Kitts, but I was born in the U.S. Virgin Islands. So
Okay.
St. Croix.
All right.
I was born there. And
Tight
then
shit.
my mom had complications when she was pregnant with me. So that's why I was actually born there. And then we just kind of slid back to St. Kitts after because, they have a better, well, at the time they had a better medical system. So
Gotcha.
they just didn't they had me over there, moved back to St. Kitts after like a couple months. And then I'd been there roughly 12, 13 years. And then I lived in other places too. So I moved here officially in America in like 2015 though.
So you knew?
Yeah, you a newbie.
Just a little bit.
Wow.
Just a little bit.
So St. Kitts like is home for you.
St.
like-
Kitts is definitely home. That's where all my family is. Hi, family. And yeah, so roots are there for sure. And then I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I have some roots in Broward now though. So I'm hype about that. I couldn't say that for any other place I've lived at.
So where else have you lived?
I've lived in Maryland. I've lived in the
DMV.
British Virgin Islands. Say it again.
No, I said DMV.
Yeah, Maryland, the DMV area. I lived in like some British Virgin Islands and some U.S. Virgin Islands. So I lived in St. John's for a couple, and then I lived in Tortola for a second. I lived in St. Croix too for a second, but they're all.
You just got like a lot of culture.
Oh, for sure,
different,
for sure.
different places in you.
Traveling is one of my favorite luxuries. Like that's the thing that I'll be spending a lot of money on. I know for a fact.
Where we going?
Huh?
Where we going?
Who?
Traveling. You said we traveling. Like
No, where am I going? Is that what you asked?
Not necessarily, but yeah.
Honestly, anywhere my passport will let me. There's no borders for that. I want to experience new stuff and just experience different cultures. Being from a Caribbean island, you understand like there's a rich culture there, and so being able to just experience other rich cultures and just explore. Not too many expectations, not too many. Oh, I want to go there for this. I just want to go there and see what it's all about. Just enjoy it from that.
How was Bliss as a kid? Like,
how was she as a kid?
What was that insight?
Bro, she was this church girl, fam. Like I used to be up under my.
Oh, that's crazy.
I used to be up under my grandma. Hi, grandma. And like, yeah, I was singing a lot in church. I was
singing from a young age.
Very young. Singing for hella long, and then performing since I was like 10. So like, church definitely opened that experience for me in terms of like knowing that I could sing and everything. And then after that, it was just kind of
favorite gospel song to sing.
Favorite gospel song to sing, probably "Create in Me a Clean Heart." You know that song?
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
I don't know that one.
Yeah,
I love that song. That's a good song.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I'll take your word for it. Though.
Okay,
I'll take your word for it. I'll take your word for it.
No,
but okay, so singing in the church started from a young age. Was that something that came natural to you though? Because a lot of times that's where some people start, but like they may start off nervous or like they're forced to do it by a parent. How was your like come up into like getting on stage?
Honestly, they put me in a group first, and I was singing louder than everybody in the choir. So they were like, maybe we should just give her a mic and see what she's talking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm my mom and my dad's child. Like they're the most out. They're very very out. They're not loud. No, they're just very social and they're very like people.
Okay. Right.
They called you loud, mom and daddy. Get them. Nah, but so yeah, started singing in a choir. They told me that I was singing too loud, so they gave me a mic, got my solo. Soon as I realized like that's what a solo felt like, I was like, okay, we're outside.
Yeah, we gotta do this again and again.
And they literally kept giving me the mic after that because I was not letting up. And then it wasn't until I got to like where I'm from. High school started like 9th grade. Well, no, 7th grade. How? Because it's like first form in St. Kitts is like 7th grade here.
Oh yeah.
So like, so I started low-key in middle school performing. I did Kittition Superstar. It was like the American version, huh?
Like American Idol?
Yeah, but for St. Kitts and for kids, and I came second. And then I did a couple.
Who beat you?
Bro, my dog beat me, but it was cool.
Okay, so you wasn't mad.
Yeah, I wasn't mad. I'm not gonna lie. And my mom will tell you, like, I folded on the song choice and everything. So she felt like the second place was well deserved. And if mama say that, then
honesty,
we're
okay.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Trust, I have the most critical team ever. So we're good. We're good. You don't have to worry about me like falling off on that. But so I did that. I did a couple pageants when I was younger. And then I did also some other showcases for music, and my mom, she also like gave me any opportunity because she worked in tourism in St. Kitts. So when they had, events and stuff like that, she's like, okay, go up there and sing. And I'd be like, all right, 2 weeks to prepare, go perform. And then we were outside. And so any opportunity to sing when I was younger, I used to do it. And then until I got to America, I had like, a little stint in figuring out where I'm trying to go and who I'm around in my environment. But then as soon as I got like footing, which I'd probably say was in Broward. I can say like again, it started again. So just
Now, one thing I could say about listening to Bliss and watching him perform, when it comes, of course, you're a singer, but when it comes to like your actual song that you put out, you can't really put you in a box per se. You got like different styles.
Yeah.
So who was you listening to? Like, who was you vibing to? Middle school, teenage years, now, like, who's the people?
honestly, on my like what my mom used to play in the house would be like Tony Braxton and Tessa and Chin and really a lot of powerhouses, if I'm being honest. So I think that was what I heard in the house. Then also with like the TV I watched was hella Disney Channel and Nickelodeon and those stuff. So
and stuff
you
like
know,
that.
I was into that like pop culture at that time. So like Justin Bieber and all the boy bands and stuff like that. Rihanna, I love her. I love her so much.
You was a believer?
Oh, for sure. I had a poster, everything. My brother ripped it up, but we're not going to talk about it. I don't forgive him for that.
And at what point did you say, like, of course, you know, you had a voice from a young age, but like, I want to be do this for
real, for real?
For real.
I feel like I got that confirmation when I did the pageant. The last pageant that I did in St. Kitts. It was Miss Talented Teen. I didn't even place, bro, but we're not going to talk about it. I totally messed up. We'll talk about it when we talk about you in the gym. But
That's
but I performed. My talent was singing, obviously, and that was even just like the crowd reaction. Everybody was there from different schools, just there to support their school. When I tell you, everybody was screaming when after I performed. I said, "Yeah, we're outside. Singing is for me. Performance is for me. I want to be on that side of the fence." And so I feel like I got the confirmation at that point. Like, okay, I'm definitely gonna have to be a performer after this. Like, I knew I could sing. I knew like all of that, but
it came together for you.
Yeah, it was full circle moment. Like, okay, it's not necessarily the, getting pretty and wearing big dresses and doing interviews like for the pageant's sake, but it's that talent. That talent was like, okay, that solidified everything for me. The talent section, for sure. Now, so that was like 14 maybe.
Now coming to Broward, 2015.
I came to Broward in 2018.
2018.
Yeah. So, I was in Maryland in 2015.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So coming to Broward in 2018, was there like a culture shock? Like, was it like a period where like, damn, like this is like kind of different from what I'm accustomed to, or no?
No, not so much. Just because I was also like a traveler when I was younger, so I already saw it. I already knew what type of time it was. I watched American TV, and it's actually not that far off from it. So when I got here, it was just more so like trying to figure out me and how I fit in versus being shocked by the culture. I was just more so like, okay, I'm Caribbean as hell, and I don't really subscribe to a lot of the norms that were here. Still don't, but like I just, it was kind of hard trying to find my footing at that point. But it wasn't until like, you just start embracing more of who you are that I realized like, okay, just Caribbean. Just go with Caribbean. Because once you get to like caught up in the culture of a place that you're not from, you kind of lose yourself. So I was just like, I think exactly. Yeah. So it's just like, at the end of the day, you're not from here. So just go with that. That's who you are. Like, so that's kind of.
Besides St. Kitts, what's your favorite place you lived?
Favorite place that I've lived? I probably still say Broward, like South Florida, because I lived in West Palm for a year. Then I live in Broward now. So I'd probably say Broward, just based off of like the culture and the music culture and the people that I've met. So I feel like I definitely can say
it's very Caribbean in Broward too.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I don't feel too far from home, honestly. Like Maryland, yes. Like you gotta really search for everything. It's Caribbean. You go outside, it's a Haitian man. You go outside, it's a Jamaican lady. Like everybody's really close here.
Now, outside of music, what is Bliss into? Like, what is Bliss like?
She's into cars, bro. She likes to slide cars, bro. She like, I need to learn how to drift.
You know how to drive?
Do I know how to drive? Who's the launcher is that out there?
No. I mean, you know how to
operate the vehicle.
But like, do I have to like clench my seatbelt if I'm in like?
No, it depends on if you're like a thrill seeker or not. Because usually, like the people.
Oh, you one of them?
What does that mean?
You just be driving fast for no reason and stuff.
Not fast, but I can maneuver. Like I can slide. I can, fit spaces. Shout out to my brother. He's the one that taught me everything I know about like sliding and stuff like that. But I do enjoy a nice ride.
So you a joyride type of girl, like let's
Yes.
just go and hop in the car. Let's just
Yes, my favorite car is a Porsche. So like I drive every
What kind
car.
of Porsche?
911 turbo.
911.
911 turbo. Had the
My bad.
turbo.
The boat.
Turbo.
The boat.
Turbo
Okay,
fam.
okay.
Gotta make sure the
The
turbo's
boat.
there.
Yeah, I got you.
But just kind of like with just that, like I enjoy seeing very nice luxury cars, and I also enjoy driving them. So if you see me pull up in whatever I'm driving, I drive it like a sports car. So that's just kind of how I move. People are like, every time I always get like, you drive like a man, and I'm like, yeah, I like that for me.
you be getting tickets and shit.
No, I'm actually pretty safe. I'm just nice with it.
When's the last time you evaded a police car?
Pardon me?
When's the last time you evaded a police car?
Evaded?
Yeah.
I don't do those things.
Okay.
And is he trying to incriminate me? Where's your gym ticket, fam?
What are we doing?
Hold on. She done came in.
I'm gonna show him a keychain. I'm gonna show him a keychain.
She done
Enough
came
is
for you
enough.
more than like that than any guest.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So getting into like Brown, of course, like how I got introduced to you, Session Greatness performance.
Shout out Greatness.
Of course, always. How did you get into the Brown music scene though? Because like for like singers, it's kind of even harder in Broward. Like it's harder for rappers, but like for singers, it's even harder to like get out there. And then you not originally being from Broward, I imagine that may have possibly been like even harder, maybe. So like kind of speak on that.
Honestly, again, big shout out to Greatness, because I feel like I know everyone I've known, or just the people vital to just even the music right now because of that, because that actually helped me connect with a lot more creatives in Broward. So I'd say it was literally started here in Broward with Session Greatness, and then I just kind of had the opportunity after that, because I'm gonna like maximize on every opportunity, especially in whatever. So it doesn't matter if like, you know, it was just one in, I'ma, you know, make the branches flow and just kind of go from there. So yeah, it was Session Greatness that it started at, and it wasn't super hard because again, you just gotta be social and be real and honest, and people appreciate that. So it was just kind of like going from there. And I remember going to the first one, and then I got like type faded with the lick, and I just said to Greatness like, hey, I want to perform. And then he told me send him a song, and I sent him too much. And he called me while I was at my old job, and he was like, bro, this is fire. And then after that I performed at the next Session Greatness, and then I performed at like 6 or 8 after that. So history ever since, honestly.
Speaking of too much.
Or you?
No, go ahead. You can go ahead. Make a little segue.
And too much. You was like you was talking.
I was talking a little bit.
Yeah, using your dad.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, okay.
Just coming off a vacation high, so it was nice.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm gonna be honest. We was listening to the song right at one point, and then you know the part where you talking about
driving on E to West Palm Beach.
Yeah, you know.
I already know. I already know.
Yeah.
That's probably the wildest thing I've said in a song that I've released
Make
so
him
far.
listening. He was like, man, she ain't like that, man. She ain't like that for real. She ain't like that for real.
I feel like it was you.
No.
I ain't capping.
No, you're like, okay.
Is that Bliss? Like,
is that me? I would say that was me.
Transformation.
We're transforming now, so it's just kind of like leaving a lot of.
He ain't changed.
But I definitely say that it gets that extra when you know it's nice. So I'll say.
Wait, what are we talking about? We still talking about the song?
Yeah. No, I'm saying I will get that extra, like driving on E to West Palm Beach, if you know it's worth it. So it wasn't for nothing. I'll say that much.
It was worth a situation that called.
Yes, called for it. Not for nothing. I don't do nothing for nothing.
Right.
So I'll say that much.
Everything.
Y'all looking at me like I did something.
No, I'm just getting, you know, you breaking on it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
But
so, in that case, you are somebody that since I've come across, you always shout out your mom a lot.
I love that woman.
We do our little side interviews. Anytime I ask something regarding anybody, even if it's not about your mom, you throw out your mom.
My mama. Every time. You get it. You get it.
So, driving to E in West Palm Beach, what mama got to say about that?
Bro, she...
Didn't know.
she definitely didn't know when it was happening.
I was definitely at college, so she wasn't worried about that in that moment because it would only be if I was at the crib. But she literally heard it and she was like, that's all she said. Like it was not in a lot of words. It was just like, I see you, girl. I see you doing your thing. But for the most part, she's hella supportive. And if I can maximize on all of my experiences, she'll appreciate that too. So
do you go to her for like advice on those like type of things like relationships and things of that nature, or you kind of like it's like separate?
No, me and my mom are like this, like that. Like that's my dog. That's my she gives me the best advice. She gives me the realest advice. So the advice isn't always gonna be like something I want to hear, but she'll always make sure that like her kid is in the best position possible to succeed. So she'll always, it doesn't matter the question, she'll answer and make sure that like I'm prepared enough for that. That's why she in the will, like she got everything. If anybody asks, I don't her and my brother.
So do you always listen though?
8 times out of 10.
8 times out of 10.
That's decent.
That's pretty
decent.
high.
The other two is when you're on the way to West Palm Beach.
Yeah, low key. Because she probably would have said, like, never drive to somebody, let them drive to you. Like, she'll give me that type of spiel and anything.
Especially with no gas. Like, don't do that. Yeah, because now you get stuck on the side of the highway and you don't want to do all that.
It's probably at night.
We're not going to talk about all of this. Y'all feel like y'all know me.
No,
this is crazy.
I'm just listening to the music. I'm consuming.
He's like, no, you told me this when you sang that song. Remember? No, but even with that, like, she was like on E though. Like, and I was like, I did stop for gas. I did, but I was intending on not. But I had to because it was on E. So you feel me?
Right.
But like,
what was the result of that though? Like,
what was the result?
You going up there? What was the result? Did you like leave with like some straightening?
Leave with some straightening is crazy. But I did. I left for some straightening. Life was good. I had a great night. Yeah.
And what has Bliss learned from that experience? That whole experience. Not just that night, but just like that whole experience.
Put gas in your car.
Put gas in your car.
Put gas in your car.
Spontaneity.
Never know you gotta take a little drive type shit.
You know, I never know when you gotta, just but like spontaneity or spontaneity. Just
spontaneity.
Yeah. That's always gonna bring some excitement to your life. So I feel like, never just let it get boring, do things that'll excite you, do things that you never do before sometimes, and just kind of like when it counts and when it makes sense, obviously. But for the most part, it's just kind of like having a great experience, like not getting too caught up and like thinking you have to make the right decision every time, because the right decision is also like perspective.
True.
So
that is
I
true.
Feel like
in hindsight, it's 2020.
Exactly.
So you spoke about how close you are with your mother. So is it safe to say if you're dating somebody and your mother doesn't necessarily approve, it's a wrap?
Low key. Because she is a great judge of character. I'm not even going to lie. Like, I trust my mom's intuition. Just, she sees a lot more than anybody I'm around in terms of just,
and that goes for, like, significant others,
friends, anyone who is close to me. Because she does not play about me at all. So it's just kind of, like, seeing that and also just having age and knowing, like, the red flags and the signs. She'll be like, okay, well, this person has the capability of bringing you down and you're on a great path. So... take that into consideration. She'll always let me make my choice, which I appreciate.
But she'll let you know
greatly,
how she feel about it.
But she'll definitely let her words and claims be known, so that I told you so is right around the corner. If
Yeah, I live a good. I told you so.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
But they hit different because she really be spot on. Like she's on it. Like I've never been led astray by my mother. Like ever. Like ever. There's the zero chance of that happening, just off the strengths of like the love and all of that. So I feel like that's pretty good odds to go with when it comes to just listening and taking direction. But 8 times out of 10, because I'm still low key like my dad's kid too. So it's like, I gotta rebel a little bit. My dad's a little rebellious too. Shout out, daddy.
Now, before I say something, I will say that. That's kind of pretty dope because a lot of times, like with like people from the Caribbean background, like daughter-mom relationships aren't like the best.
Yeah.
Like so to see that, like how y'all so like close and you go to her.
All my performances. She be helping me with the fit. She be doing all that. all that.
You the only daughter?
Pardon me?
Are you the only daughter?
Yes.
That makes
First
sense.
daughter.
Oh, okay.
First kid. She'll
Gotcha.
call, like, if you meet her and speak to her, she'll say that I'm her first love too.
I mean, it makes sense.
Makes sense.
Shout out, Mom.
Shout out, Mama.
Now, somebody who will remain nameless, we was having a conversation on the podcast a little while ago, and he felt like that, like, nobody, friends, family, your mom should know what's going on in your relationship to certain extents.
Yeah, I believe that.
You believe
Especially
that?
if you need, like, to have an like, if you want to be, like, have an objective or be objective in your relationship, you kind of also have to learn that you gotta, stand by yourself sometimes and make those choices. But with my mama, I'm not gonna lie, she be knowing.
Let's get to it.
Like, I get what they're saying.
Yeah.
Just off the strengths of it making sense, but, like, they don't have my mama, so it's kind of like, it's a different situation.
Yeah, she's an anomaly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I would definitely say that. My grandma, nah, we can't really talk about that to
okay.
grandma for real. But I'll tell her some things. Shout out, grandma.
So do you shield the amount of information you tell her? Because you don't want her to start having a certain like looking at the person a certain way.
Like, let's say one day you venting.
Yeah.
One day, like, he made you mad.
Yeah.
He made you mad, and you letting it go.
Yeah.
He don't got a job.
He don't have a job is crazy.
He don't got a job. His car always broke.
stuff like that,
Yeah.
Took you to cheesecake. Like, I don't know.
Cheesecake is nice.
I like cheesecake.
Yeah.
Cheesecake is their bread is good.
I ain't got no problem with it.
It got decent
I'm
butter
just saying.
too.
I'm just saying. You slandering.
I'm saying something.
Yeah.
And you feel like your mom isn't the type to be like, he come back around, like, she ain't gonna make like a side remark.
No, because again, too, like, she understands who her daughter is.
Yeah.
So I can also just go off on tangents and then, like, 10 minutes later just be like, but I love him.
Okay.
And
You just be talking just to talk.
I be talking.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
a chatter
My
bro.
words don't really got.
They don't got no
First off,
she
yes,
don't stand
they
on
do.
business.
Yes, they do.
She don't stand on business for real.
It
That's what it
just,
is.
like-
You probably need to stand beside business program. Yeah.
Get out. No, but for real, like,
Yeah,
it just, she understands that emotions are fleeting. She's very emotionally
That's real.
intelligent. So she understands too, like, okay, like, she could really just be talking, but he'll be here in 30 minutes after that. You know what I'm saying? So it just really depends on the case, for real.
Now let's kind of flip it. Of course, you're a singer into R&B. You know, your experiences, I assume, inspire your music.
Yeah.
How much reality do you draw from your life, and how much of it is just imagination? Like,
I wouldn't. It's kind of like both. I'll say imagination is put into the songwriting aspect. So I'll draw from a real experience and then use my imagination to make the words more, creative. And so it's kind of like a two, like both of them. Like I do both creative and then both experiences and imagination, but I just kind of play around with it. It just depends, for real. Some days I really just be feeling it. Bro, I was in a session one time and I wrote like a song right before I went to the session, and I was low-key like tearing up because it was that emotional and it was that serious. But then another song I had in a session, it was just kind of like so fun to play around with. I wrote it in that session and I was just like, bro, like, I'm just happy to be here. I'm just writing what I feel. And so it really just depends.
so you like pen to paper, like writing?
I use a pen and a book. Like
Gotcha.
that's how I use my notes too, my voice notes, but like my favorite part of the creative process would be like writing on a piece of paper, seeing my words, scratching them out, rewriting something, seeing what it could have been and now what it is, and dating it, knowing when I wrote it. It's pretty cool.
Now, one day I was on TikTok and I seen one of your TikTok videos.
I know what you're gonna talk about.
Well, since you know everything, what I'm talking about.
Since I know everything is crazy, but you talking about the Wasteman song. I'm lying.
You knew what I was talking about.
I knew it. I knew it.
Now, when you start going off like that, and like I don't know if that was a real person or not, but whoever he is, I'm sorry, brother.
No, not sorry. I meant every word. No sorries, no apologies. I'm serious.
Waste man. When you get like going in like that, like you're not even worried about how the other person feels. You're just really
honestly, as long
yourself.
as I don't name drop, it could be about Casper. So I'll just literally
Casper the Wasteman.
Casper the Wasteman.
Yeah.
But I literally just, for me at that point, it's just therapy. Like it's either the song or I'm gonna be in your face with it, and I don't need that.
You know what's crazy though? I can't imagine, like, you always, like,
Yes,
so
the hell you can.
sarcastic and
Yeah.
joking.
You can imagine that bit very clearly.
No, but
Yes.
I can't imagine her just, like, heartbroken, like, sad.
You can't imagine
I
me
can't.
heartbroken? I mean, I can say that that's happened like maybe once, and it wasn't really heartbrokenness. It was more like disappointedness to the
Okay.
point of like, you know, as a woman, like we cry and just we get frustrated and we bawl. That's basically what it was. Because it was just like, how is this not adding up for real? But for the most part, sad. I feel like that's more on the grief aspect. Like I feel like probably if I really lost someone for real.
Okay.
But I don't think I get sad because I don't have a man no more or something like that. I'm gonna just be like,
Oh, you tough.
I gotta be, bro. I gotta be.
Why do you have to be tough?
Because it's a lot of like, it's a lot of expectations as a woman to do what I do, especially in just my field. So it's just kind of like you either will be one of two, super receptive and open to everyone that speaks to you and amazing, or super closed off and militant with how you move. So I feel like I try to dabble in a little both because I try to, you know, still social and everything, but I gotta be on the latter side just because like I feel like there's a lot of playing going on when it comes to men. So I just have to understand that and approach it from that perspective. But if it's real, I will definitely appreciate it and welcome it with open arms. But a lot of the times, 8 out of 10 times, it probably won't be real. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned something about, like, just you being a woman, like, trying to grow in the industry and things of that nature. Let's kind of talk about that, especially in Broward, to where things, you know, kind of get weird. How are you finding it navigating, like, through these, like, different spots of Broward as far as music-wise? Like, you know, sometimes you got to deal with the fakeness. Sometimes you got to deal with, you know, people with ulterior motives. How's your experience been?
I feel like whatever is done in the dark will come to light. So I feel like for me, I just move with the most purest of intentions. And usually God will show me off rip if it's what I'm supposed to be doing or not. So intuition and just all of that will tell me. And I'm not ever nervous to approach certain situations because they will always show themselves regardless of whether or not I'm looking for it. If I'm actually being like the realest person or the realest version of myself. So in a lot of ways, I don't feel like I'm super avoidant of a lot or anything like that. Like I face them, and if it's for me, it's for me, and if it's not, it'll tell me that. And so I feel like it's not super hard to navigate. And then also not being from here is pretty cool too, because like, you know, people, it kind of throws them off as well. So they can't approach me from the same place that they could somebody from here. Like for me, I'd be like, that's where I come from. That's not even like,
that's not even a thing.
Yeah, like
we don't even get down like that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna lie, it's a blessing being from St. Kitts. I love it. Like I love that being my culture. I love knowing that, you know, there's a certain way of life that I can even just experience with other people, or I can show people that I'm from another place based off just how I act and talk, and people enjoy that. You know, they get to see like a different perspective from a different person from a different place. So being from a different island is fun.
So what is your perspective then on the Broward music scene in general now? Because I feel like it's developing to the point to where things are like more positive. You know, maybe it's because like I'm just at these Sessions with Greatness events and I'm seeing more like camaraderie and things of that nature. But I feel like it is slowly getting to a better place. But how do you view it? Like, a lot of people view it like as very cliquey, or you gotta know somebody to know somebody? How do you view it?
I feel like from the experiences that I've had, it's really just dependent on where exactly you're at. So like with Sexual Greatness, I'll always even just enjoy that community because it's so, like, again, as you said, there's hella camaraderie. There's just people with the intentions of singing a songs and having people enjoy them and indulge in them.
Come and go.
Exactly. You know, people are just there for the right reason. So I'll say, because I can't speak for the entire music scene here because I haven't really dabbled in it majority, but for like Sexual Greatness and even just like Envisionary and them, like it's a real shout out to Envisionary, love y'all. But like they're, you can tell that they just really appreciate music. They really appreciate art. They really appreciate creativity.
Not about the bull. They
exactly,
like really, yeah.
exactly. And you'll see that based on how, you know, honestly, a great indicator for whether or not a person is like for artists is how they treat the artists. You know, how they, what opportunities they give to the artists, how they capitalize or just maximize on the artist's creativity. Like even if it's capitalizing, it's still from the standpoint of like, we still want them to be better. We want to put them in a better position. We want them to, you know, just grow and develop their art. And I feel like, especially like with Sexual Greatness, because I always just sing his praises just because of the fact that like, that is such a great opportunity to develop your art. It's just performing and seeing like the crowd's reaction and having a really receptive crowd. Because there's places where there really no like receptive crowd. It's just kind of like you go there and everybody's just watching you and that's it, you know. But if you go to Sexual Greatness, it's literally like everybody's singing with you. You tell them sing, they're gonna sing. Everybody's just there for the vibes, and it's really like a homey feel. And that's also very Caribbean as well. Like just being from there and knowing like how, you know, people just really enjoy good music and will dance and sing and clap and put their lighters up and put they whatever they got in their hand and wave it and sing with you is such a great experience. And I feel like I kind of get to have that similar one at Sexual Greatness. So
got you.
Kind of went off on a tangent, but yeah.
No. 10 forward. Now I want to talk about your music. Too Much, Don't Worry, and Find Us. Those are 3 songs, but they all sound very different.
Yeah.
What goes on like in the process of like picking the beats, picking how you want to approach a song, like because like I said, they're all different. So what goes on with that?
Honestly, I work with like really dope producers, and shout out all of the producers that I've worked with so far: Sidon, Lino Tarantino, King Nathan, Kinsey, all them boys. Like they're amazing. Rick, their decisions, and it's just honestly, it just really depends on whoever I'm tapped in with at the time as a producer. And that's the first thing I always tell myself: don't put me in a box, because I refuse to just stay there. And I feel like my attention span for even a lot is just kind of like really short. So who knows if another Too Much or a song similar to that will come back out, because it's really like my emotions hella fleeting and all of that. So for me, I would just say it really just depends on like whoever I'm working with at the time. And even with like Find Us was like more housey, more upbeat, more futuristic.
Dope visuals, by the way.
Thank you. Shout out Daydream Visuals. Heard my point.
But that was very creative, very dope.
Bro, greatest. Yeah, it was a great video. It was just great vibes, and even for creating that like song, it was initially a loop that was sent, and then I sent it back to Sai, and he called me. It was like 1:00 in the morning, and he stayed on the phone and cooked up the house beat while I was on the phone. I was like, yeah, that sounds really good. And then like 11 a.m. I got the actual Find Us, the unts Find Us. And I was like, bro, this is crazy. Because that's exactly what I wanted. I'm not going to lie. But like, you know, just to say it and have it
somebody
just
put it.
Deliver it. Like they're such dope creatives, and they're so capable of like expanding on sounds. And I feel like that's one thing as an artist that I'm super like passionate about. It's just kind of like, I know I can sing, and I know you could produce. Let's see what that makes. Let's see what that happens. Because it's one thing to just go in a studio and just sing over a beat, but it's another thing to actually create with the people that like help you with the music. Because it's a dope ass experience. I'm not gonna lie. And then even with Too Much, well, did you say Too Much?
Yeah, I mentioned Too Much. I mentioned Don't Worry.
Exactly.
Like the difference between the songs.
And then the vibes were just kind of like whatever the beat made me feel like is what I went with. So I never really put myself too much in a box when it came to that. I was just kind of like, okay, this one's giving like, we're going to talk about that experience. Or this one's giving, we got to get everybody on their feet and just kind of like dance and move. And so I just kind of go with that intention, and whatever emotion comes out of that, I just run with it.
Now, you mentioned working with producers, but also collaboration with artists. Like, are you selective with that, or like, are you going off a vibe, or I'm not really in the space to really do that right now? Like,
honestly, I think I'm just an appreciator of art. So if I see really good art, I'm going to seek it. Like, I'm going to listen to it. I'm going to see if that can be something I can share, an experience I can share. And depending on, you know, the relationship that I fester with that person, then it's like, okay, yeah, we outside. If not, then no.
Does it have to be a relationship like made beforehand?
I mean, I'm still a little Caribbean, so I really got to know who I'm working with a little bit because it's just, you know, you never want to make a fleeting decision that could like really mess you up in the long run. So I really do like to know who I'm working with and kind of get that opportunity to just create. And usually if, say for instance, Kayla and Arnold, like we're not like super close or anything like that, but side, exactly. But I saw her perform a couple times and her vibe is literally just amazing. So I just knew like in that instance, I was like, okay, I have to get her on a song because I want other people to hear her too. Like I really want like that to be the experience. So it's and just
the styles
dependent
complement
on like
each other too.
Yeah, she has an amazing voice. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw her first time at Session Greatness, she was actually at the first Session Greatness that I'd went to. So even it was like full circle because at that point I saw her like, oh my gosh, like this is crazy. She's amazing. And then now it's like I have a song with her. And so like it's like, bro, like anything can happen. So I also take that into consideration with just when I hear musicians and I hear them sing and I just hear them rap or play certain instruments, like DP Soul with his trumpet, like I want to take him everywhere, bro. Like literally just off the strengths of like knowing like his capabilities and how passionate he is about his craft too. So
what are some artists, R&B or not, that you're listening to now when you're on the way to West Palm Beach on E?
On the way to West Palm Beach, I probably like put volume up at 52, max is 53, and probably 32. Destin Conrad, he's been on more of like a house vibe lately, and I've been into that for the most part. Lucky Day, I love his vibes. His vibes, he has such a rich voice, so I say him. SZA, more of her older stuff. Just definitely the older stuff. Definitely the older stuff. She's been hitting. Victoria Monet. She is really good, and I'm definitely inspired by all of the people I listen to.
Summer Walker.
Oh, for sure. Oh my goodness, I like Over It. Her first album, Over It, was it for me. I listened to that in college, and she's locked in for life. Like I can, like she's, you know, those songs that you hear at a certain. What?
You listen to them and then you remember where you was at when you heard it.
Exactly. The whole experience just comes back to you, and it just feels
Where
rich.
was you when you listened to Just Might?
Just Might in my room, in my dorm, and I was also dealing with somebody at the time, and it just wasn't working out. And I was like, "See,
so
this
that
is what
song
Summer Walker was talking about. This is what she was talking about when she said, why? Okay, yeah,
No.
I mean, I feel like you were on key. Oh
yeah, for sure. I'm well versed.
You don't got a lot of that nigga, man.
But no, like
that. You asking about the gym earlier?
Yeah. Are you ready to show me that key card?
Just might.
Just might.
Just might.
You just might show me. You just might show me.
Just might show you the gym card. But okay, all right.
Amongst some other artists, though, they're just.
I got a second part. So right now, if you could create a dream collaboration with two other artists, who would they be?
Two other artists right now, and then Thames and probably Lucky Day. Like they've just been in rotation for so long, like solidified in my heart. Like I really want that to happen, like hard down. Thames, Lucky Day, like I'm all of my prayers, everything. Like I'm ready for that. I'm ready for that for sure.
Gotcha.
Now I see the singles. Any plans for any EP projects? Like
definitely, for sure.
Don't BS me now. Cause I'm I be looking into stuff. You know, people that sat on that couch and they go drop a project. Whole year later done passed.
Whole year later is crazy. A year won't pass without a project. 6 months won't pass without a project.
Oh,
I can say that much.
Do you have direction? Like, cause I know you just go with your, your flow and how you feeling. Do you have like, if you working on a project, do you have a direction for it, or just kind of like whatever we cook up, we'll put it together and see what they do? Or do you go into a project like this is the type of sound I want to create?
Whatever you drop will be your first project, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I can say that I'd intended to drop one at a certain point, and it just didn't work out because I felt like I was trying too hard to make a project. And so I think now it's easier for me to say, like, I can be more confident with saying I want to drop a project because I have more. I didn't get too caught up with thinking like, okay, it's a project happening and nothing. It's just we go on and we creating, we making music. So like now it's like
the pressures of actually doing a project was too much. Okay.
Exactly. Especially, and then everything becomes a complication when you put a time on something. So it's just kind of like, okay, we got to do this to like say the month for the project would have been November and now it's August and it's like, all right, bro, we gotta, and it's like, no, that kind of messes up. Exactly, the creative process doesn't hit the same thing. Okay, so for me, it was just kind of like.
So December. December.
No, not December. Not December, but soon though. Soon for sure. And I'm super excited for this just because like I've never done it before. So it's definitely going to be a transformation.
Feel like it's just going to be you on there? We could expect some people on there or just
me. Just me.
Bliss.
I just kind of want to introduce myself really quick because it's kind of hard to gauge me as an artist right now just based off of what I released because it's just kind of like all over the place, honestly. So I feel like whatever project I release will definitely be more of a solid representation of who I am as an artist, which is also why I'm excited because it's like, oh my gosh, you guys want to hear something that like is really, you can really put your finger on it. Like now you can't really put your finger on it because I'm all over the place, which is totally intentional.
Yeah, that's kind of why I was asking them, like, when, especially your first project, do you have an idea of like, what do you want the people to know you as to be like the beginning?
Yes, I definitely want my Saint Kit side to be represented. Definitely want my pen to be represented in terms of just how like I write and just the overall versatility as well. I think that's also something that can still, you know, be intentional. Like the versatility isn't really like all over the place. You just kind of have like it flows. The versatility flows in the project. So
makes sense.
I'm hype about that.
Okay. I mean, you know, don't get signed to Hard Drive Records. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't do that. Please don't do that.
Hard Drive
Records, don't do that. There's too many artists signed to them.
Oh no!
Yeah,
I don't even think like even just with the team that I have that could even be an option. No, I'm so sorry. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm not gonna lie. Even just having like a great team has kind of pushed me forward in terms of just kind of like not sitting on things and being ready for the next thing and not getting too worried about like the now, but knowing like, okay, we got this to do. That's gonna happen. You're gonna get your praise, but like keep going. Don't stop. Like don't get too comfortable and complacent within whatever. Because when I was working by myself, it was easy for me to do that. I was just like, okay, we just dropped a song a year later, and it's like, but we dropped that song last year, and it's like, no. My team now is just kind of like, all right, bro. 2 weeks. I gave you that. We outside. And I'm like, okay, we're outside. So I definitely can say that just having also people around you and
hold you
actively so it helps. It helps for sure.
For sure. And
shout out my team. I love y'all.
Before we get out of here, let the people know where they can find you at, follow you at, tap in where you at, everything.
You can find me on Instagram. And if you find me on Instagram, then you can really find me everywhere because I have like a link to everything at Bliss X Rish, BLISSXRISH. And yeah, just go listen to my music, look at my pictures, all the stuff that y'all usually do when you go on people's Instagram, and just kind of go from there. And there'll be a rabbit hole. But thank you guys for having me.
Most definitely. It was a dope conversation.
Thank you.
Definitely will be looking forward to seeing Bliss more and more in 2024.
Oh, you'll see her. You'll see her.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to it. Make sure you guys tap in with Bliss and everything she got going on. Also, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It's Kyle the Kid, Mega the Boy, and Bliss. And we out.
It is.
Yes, sir.
Adios.